About a month ago, I started getting into cars. It all started with Dirt Rally. I think you can imagine how that went. Then I started watching videos how to get better. Mind you, I have zero knowledge of cars. I separated them into two categories. This one looks alright, and this one doesn't. Naturally, as I didn't want to be in a tree every corner, I watched videos on how to improve and learn about front, rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. And as a complete beginner in racing games, I started getting a bit better with driving. And then, I got recommended a live stream video from a YouTuber you might know. And let me tell you, I had no idea what was going on. Cars, positions, tires, pit stops. What? A day later, YouTube recommended something. I joined and watched a GT World Challenge race at Brands Hatch just as it was happening. And immediately, I was hooked. Extremely hooked.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
After that, I watched Rory race 200 laps, and from that I learned that there's a race happening that lasts 24 hours. I watched basically the whole 24 hours of Nürburgring. I was hooked again. My girlfriend decides she's ordering herself a copy off of Amazon and asks me if I would like to actually play Gran Turismo 7 and not just watch other people. This was my chance. The order was in, and ever since ordering, I have been thinking about something. What if I document my first time playing it and my progress? So fast forward a few days, the games arrive in the mail. I lose my girlfriend for at least a month before I see her again. And that morning, I peel off the plastic, make a YouTube channel, set up the game, set up OBS, and clicked on the live stream button to answer a question. Is Gran Turismo 7 worth playing? The answer may surprise you, so be sure to stick to the end. Sensational intro. Look at all them go. I know that one. Sarah says we go and get ourselves a car. PP stands for PowerPoints. I don't think it does, my friend. I'm picking the Mazda because... Then I was sent on a journey of collecting more cars. And unlocking menus. Talked a lot with Luca, who told us much about cars and their history. For someone who has absolutely no idea about cars, it was actually very educational and I loved how they presented it. You can see where the game gets its charm. I got the chance to go to the license center. So Lise pressured us into getting gold every time, but as a racing noob, we just weren't cut out for that. Going through the rest of the challenges was a breeze. Learning how the game feels. Oh, no, sorry. Getting used to the controls. It's my mission on this one not to slam into anybody. I like doing all of this and the cars felt good, but the only thing on my mind after completing a few challenges was... sport. Is that multiplayer? There we go. So I quickly wrapped up all our menus and went to sport mode to experience the state of E-lobbies. It was finally time for our first race. I decided to go into race C because it looked the coolest. So let's see what was waiting for me. It was at Watkins Glen and there were 11 laps, 16 cars, 1 mandatory pit stop, different tires. But let's just pause for a second. At the time, I did not understand the tire thing, which you will see from the races and I'm sorry in advance. I rented an event car and went on to do a qualifying lap to get familiar with the track. Thankfully no crashes, and after setting a qualifying lap, we were placed on position 13 on the leaderboard and ready to start the race. Before we begin, I just want to say I did forget to save the replay because of all the excitement. So we won't be having any other camera angles for this one, but bear with me, because for the rest of the races we'll have all kinds of different POVs and different camera actions. So let's get on with it. I knew E-lobbies had a reputation, but in the first few corners I found out exactly why that was. Things were gonna kick off in the first couple of corners, so thankfully we went a bit wide there and avoided any contact. My strategy was to stay at the back and just try and keep it clean. But other people had different ideas. Oh, they're fighting. Oh no. He just murdered him. A few seconds later, there was another crash and tensions were running high. Now let me tell you, the only beef I had in these races was with this corner right here. Yeah, we have to go in second here. Oh no.
Bye, have a great time.
Smooth sailing for the rest of the lap for me, but for others, not so much. Oh, he hit him. Oh my god. But soon, people were getting penalties left and right, and more of them started leaving. Oh, he's in the wall. P1. He's so fast. As always, this corner gets me again, and I lose my position, but we gather our bearings and continue on. That's fine. We never quit, we just persevere. Let's go. But just as I say that, I serve my penalty for going off track. And once again, I lose my position and get passed by our favorite Italian. we're last. I finally catch up, get the slipstream, and then do the stupidest thing possible. I'll let him go, I don't want to hit him.
Are you sure about that?
No! And that's what happens when an inexperienced driver brakes too late. It was my fault entirely, and I'm sorry. We are last, but I'm enjoying this. I was trying to catch Pilvio for the rest of this race, and I became a menace by doing the same thing again. Sorry, Pilvio. After catching up to our poor Italian friend for so long, we finally got a chance to overtake. Could it be? He is about to do something to me at the next corner, and I cannot even blame him after everything I put the poor guy through. Oh no! As I said, can't blame him. Alright, my tires are starting to go. As I was worrying about my tires, I should have paid more attention to what was going on behind me, because we had a car join us from the pit stop. Oh no. Our Swiss friend tries to send it and bumps into us and then goes through me and out of the track, but that is not the last we'll see of him. Our dear friend from Switzerland here was locked on like a missile and ready to end our race here and now. Oh no! What are you doing, Porsche? I decided to pit because our tires were starting to look a bit gloomy, so I went with the softs and continued on my way. So now we had about 13 seconds to Pilvio and it was time to catch up. Alright, 10 seconds behind Pilvio. Something's going on with Pilvio, he's getting slower. There he is! There he is! We catch up to both drivers and we miscalculate our entry to the corner and end with a penalty which might cost us. Oh no. I hit Pilvio once again because of my lousy driving, but I channel my inner Rory Alexander and we should all follow his example and I give the position back. Sorry, go, 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 go. Go, go, go in front of me. Sorry, Pilvio. I'll let you pass, I'm sorry. Clean driving comes back around eventually. And it did in race 3. And it was a special one. So be sure to stick around until the end of the video. Go, Pilvio. As we finished race 1, only 8 people crossed the finish line. I felt bad for hitting Pilvio so many times, but we learned a lot in this race and hopefully we can keep racing clean for the rest of the races. Or so I thought. I wanted to end the video there, but after witnessing the absolute carnage at Monza, I got inspired and wanted to get some more mileage in E-lobbies. So I jumped back in for more, and what happened in the next few races left me in disbelief. I was too eager to wait or set a qualifying lap for Daily Race B, so naturally I jumped in without ever driving the track before. Don't do it. So at the start of the race we had the same strategy as the race before. Stay at the back and try to keep it clean as much as possible so we get our sportsmanship rating up. A lot of ghosting going on. As this was my first time ever around the track, I did not know what was waiting for me and just how narrow this track actually was. Just take it nice and easy around these parts. Oh! That was aggressive. Right now we had a huge straight that led to a corner that benefited us, and we managed to overtake. That didn't last long because he had us on the straight and he manages to overtake. I'll let you go. Faster. We end up chasing him until lap 3 when we manage to catch up to the car in front of us and I find the chance to overtake out of the corner and climb up one position. But again, he catches us on the straight and goes in front. We'll let him go because I do not want any incidents. Then we gave our best to try and overtake, but we could not do it until the last corner when someone had a minor incident because of a scramble of egos. This is what you hope for when you're in the back all the time. Stay clear of everybody, hopefully we'll get a place or two. We had our hopes up that maybe we'll be able to overtake at the last corner like before, but it wasn't enough and the Belgian goes away from us and we end up P14. Exactly what we needed, a clean race and gain 2 positions. That benefited us because we end up with BSR, which puts us that much closer to our goal of getting to S. I liked race C a lot, so I decided to jump back in, and what happened at the end left me speechless. Went in to set a better qualifying lap to get us up in front of the pack. Which was not the best move from my part because I did forget I was dealing with E-level behavior. We end up P6 on the grid and I came to a realization too late because that means we're right in the middle of everything, but hopefully we can make it work. Let's see. As we start the race, I realize I forgot to put on hards and we are stuck with soft tires, but we'll use them as much as we can. But as we go into our first corner, we have our first victim. We manage to avoid it and prepare for possible sketchy behavior. We get a love tap from behind and that causes a commotion of its own, and our friend here next to us takes out his frustration by trying to end our race, which only cost him his position.
Did you try, you little rascal?
If you remember our friend from Spain from before, he just gave me a friendly push to let me know he's here. As we finally get away from everybody, we start to get this race going. Us two hold hands for a while from this corner until he breaks away from us. As we pass the first lap, he still has no regards for human life, but thankfully the ghosting saves the guy in front of us and we end up behind.
I don't think he watched the etiquette video before the online races.
We now stand in P4 for a while. He uses his well-known tactics to get in front and we stay where we are and wonder if we'll survive if we cross paths again. The contacts continue as we have another car join us from behind, and you can probably guess what will happen after this corner.
The Spaniard is... he just doesn't care, does he? Well, this is gonna be fun. Yep.
We continue on to lap 3, where we get past and drop to P5.
I don't even know for how long a soft tires can last. Maybe we can go another lap with those.
We stay in P5 through lap 5, but someone was still feeling a bit frustrated and wanted to interfere with the race for the green Porsche.
I'm thinking we can go another lap with these.
As we approach the corner, all 3 cars next to us go wide and we are saved by ghosting once again.
Oh! There we go. Oh!
Absolutely everybody managed to get a penalty, and this was our chance to catch up.
Really hard.
We managed to climb to P4.
They both got a slump. Whoa, man, just come on.
But we needed to pit and change our poor tires. At the end of lap 7, our resident troublemaker goes wide and hugs the barriers for a while, which gives us a chance to overtake.
Emotional.
At this point there were 7 people left and some people still haven't done their pit stop, so it was time to catch up. As we were catching up, 2 more people left and now there were 5 of us. We were comfortable going into our last lap, but when we came to the finish line, something unexpected happened.
You're kidding. You're kidding. Well, this marks our first victory, boys.
After that race, we got our ASR rating, and feeling good about myself, I went to race C again. This was fairly cultural and I felt safe during this race. But don't get me wrong, we did have a few oopsies. As I was chilling at the back and making my way downtown, there was a lot going on in front which will benefit us later in the race. As we approach the end of lap 1, I find myself behind the scary gentleman, but thankfully he just wanted to inspect the barrier a little. He lets us pass at the start of the second lap, but reminds us that we are not going to have it easy. What I'm learning here now is that people like to use you as a breaking point, but that kind of behavior will cost him greatly later on. I would like to explain what is going on here, but and then he tries...
That was fun. Somebody's already pitted. I think I can go a few more laps with these. Should we pit? Do we have one more in us? Nope, nope we don't, no we don't. Alright, we're going on hard zone, let's go.
As we are leaving our pit stop, there is a 3-way battle in which we do not want to be involved. We were P7 on the grid by the end of lap 8 and we get overtaken once again.
Yep, really bad corner. He's just flying away. He's just gone and we're doing worse and worse.
On the last lap we gave it our best to try and catch up.
Right, we're 4 seconds away. Well, we got it down to 2, so I'm actually happy with that one.
So with that race out of the way, we are P6 on the leaderboard and that helps our DR go up even more, and we are halfway done with the E rating. As we prepare for daily race B again, of course we're doing more races. You thought we were done? Oh no sir.
Hopefully we survived the first corner. Can't say that about the other people here though. I want to leave them as much space as I can. Okay, they don't have the same mindset, alright.
Since this track was really narrow, I thought this went better than expected. As I get behind people, I realize my opinion is going to change. I I think the penalty saved us there, cause otherwise we would be in the thick of it. I climb a position at the end of lap 1 and the poor fella goes off track at the next corner.
They're doing it to each other.
I stayed back for this one because I knew it would not end well.
No beef here. They really don't like each other. Beautiful. Alright.
As we approach the end of lap 3, this corner never disappoints.
I really don't want any beef with anybody. Well, he does. Damn.
We got a lot of help from our friend Barry, and we managed to climb up the ranks. Smooth sailing until the end of the race with my 100th penalty on this track, and we managed to get 10th place. But we had one more race to go, and daily race A was... But bear with me, bear with me. It was 3 laps around Suzuka with the lovely Honda. And after a long quali lap, it was time for the race. We are now in D-ranked lobbies, and I thought things were cleaner here.
Let's keep it clean, please. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
And that was it, guys. Absolutely nothing happened after that. It was the most boring race ever seen, and I won't put you guys through that. We take what we can get and at least enjoy getting our D rank that day. If you have made it this far, I really appreciate it and thank you a lot. I told myself that I'm just gonna have fun while making this, and I enjoyed it immensely. Even though I don't know if anybody is gonna ever see this except for my girlfriend. So if you did enjoy it, hit the like button because it really does help get the video more out there, and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Oh yeah. To answer the question, was GT7 worth playing in 2026 for the first time?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.